So I was just out for my morning constitutional, and how many people are out there? The streets are pretty much empty, and the sun's just coming up. And one of the few type of persons that I encounter on my morning constitutionals is the jogger, and most of them look unhappy about what they're doing. And I was just ran across this guy this morning. It's like, this is very typical, it's like pull down and then just like kind of gutting it out. And I'm not going to say he's doing himself more harm than good. If he gets injured and that impedes his life, then he may very well be doing more harm than good. But when you run, or when you're doing any activity, if you're really unhappy and you're just kind of gutting it out, just kind of forcing yourself through it, sometimes that's appropriate, but usually you'll be using yourself really badly and making injury and pain and inefficient performance more likely, and in all likelihood you're ingraining bad habits. So think about that whenever you're like, really unhappy about what you're doing. Notice if you pull down. And the way to consider that is by directing up from the tailbone to the top of the head. So come back to your full length, and then direct from your, say, your left hip to your right shoulder, your right hip to your left shoulder. Free the neck. Think about the head gently releasing away forward and up from the torso. Think about the legs gently releasing away from the torso. And think about the torso lengthening and widening. So come back to those fundamental directions. Free neck. As long as you keep your neck free, it's really hard to be unhappy. I mean, just try it. Just think about letting go of all unnecessary tension in your neck. And it's really hard to be unhappy. So I see people all the time just kind of slumped down, just like gutting things out. And they're usually just ingraining bad habits, making them worse. They're causing themselves pain, and they're making themselves more likely to get injured. So think up, free the neck, then do what you have to do. So like I take a cold shower every morning for like 60 seconds, and that's not enjoyable. And I'm not sure how much I think about freeing my neck while I'm in the cold shower. I'm just like trying to get through it. I'm just like kind of jogging there in the shower, just trying to get through it. So I understand that there are some things where you're just not going to even want to think about your neck. But when you can, think about free neck, and gently releasing away from the torso. Think about the width across your chest and across your back. Thinking up, then come back to the activity and see if the unhappiness does not fall away. So what I usually notice when people are gutting things out and just forcing themselves to get things done is how pulled down they are. They're just like, That doesn't do you any good. You're less efficient, you get less done, you're going to be unhappy, you're probably going to be in pain because you're not using yourself well, and you're going to be more likely to injure yourself. So if you're out there jogging and you're landing hard on your heel, it's like sending shock waves throughout your body. So when you're jogging, you should be landing on the front of your feet. You should be running as though you're barefoot. So it's just like, just remember the barefoot running guy, the one who wrote the book on it a couple of years ago, talked about raising the opposite arm with the opposite knee and landing on the front of the foot. So that may be good advice, but definitely landing on the front of the foot and just staying up in your torso. So I see most people like pulling down and in. So, no, thinking up through the torso, and then just lightly landing on the balls of the feet. And when you can no longer do that, when that becomes too tiring, then just stop running. And you'll gradually increase your endurance. At first it'll be difficult to adjust your running style, but if you're running and landing on your heel, if you're pulled down instead of up, if you're running in a way that you could not do if you're in bare feet, then you're very likely going to get injured, and you're going to do yourself a lot of damage. So why not take it easy on yourself? Think up, about width, and free the neck.